If the hyperextension is hurting your lower back, this tutorial is going to show you how to troubleshoot that so you can feel it in your glutes and your hamstrings and it not tear up your back. Okay? Alright, so the mistake that a lot of people make usually, you can go ahead and show them the mistake that they make. They usually lead with their head like that, and arch, kind of crazy. So you're trying to do the movement by throwing your head and your back. So to get a few things set up, we're going to just cover a few things, right? So you always want to make sure that the pad, the crease of the pad, is aligned with your hips. So usually like around here, right below your hips. You can probably see yours a little bit better than my shirt. It's like right there. The other thing that you want to focus on is making sure that your heel goes up against the pad, and you want to dig it up against the pad. There is this little trick that I heard a long time ago where if you kind of angle your feet out like this, you'll feel it more in your glutes and your hamstrings. But you want to make sure that you're wedged into that back part of the pad. Now, this is the thing that I tell most people so you can avoid feeling it in your lower back. And you'll show them like standing up. But I tell people to almost create like a hook with their back, like that. Like I always say like a vampire. So you're kind of coming up like this. Yeah, do it again.
Standing?
Yeah, you could do it standing like that. Yep. So you're coming up like that. It's like you're curling up rather than swing your head back like if you were doing it wrong. Just demonstrate a little bit.
Do it.
Yeah, like that. So if you, instead of like...
This is right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to do. Now do it the wrong way. Do it the wrong way again. So this is the wrong way. Throw your head back. Yep. And now do it the right way. It's almost like you're curling up. So you're tucking your chin in, kind of like a vampire, and you're curling up. And I say curling up, but it's really what you're doing is you're pushing your hips into the pad. It's almost like a hip thrust. So yeah, we'll show them that real quick. So when you're coming up, you're pushing your hips in. Well, that's what she's doing. She's pushing her hips in and flexing her glutes and hamstrings, keeping her chin tucked in. So even as it gets harder, start throwing your head back. You don't want to start doing this. To start throwing, to start exerting. You want to keep your chin tucked in. So, chin tucked in, curl in, and as it gets harder, you can do that more and more. This also isn't, notice how her upper back is curved and her back is flat, and she's also not extending beyond that so she can feel it more. She's going to the point where she just feels it, her glutes are engaged, everything's locked in, and then that's it. She doesn't have to go higher than that. All right? So, yeah, you're good. You can step out of that. So, remember, this is to do it the right way. To do it the right way, make sure that the hip is right, the pad is right under the crease of your hips. If it's, too short, then you're gonna start to exert a little bit more with your lower back if it's like all the way right here. So, should be leveled right underneath your hips. Your heel should be touching the pad over there. You're gonna tuck your chin in, curve your upper back, like a vampire, come all the way down. You could get a full range of motion. I'll explain later when you start loading. And then you curl up until you engage your glutes and your hamstrings. You don't have to go higher than that. So yeah, you can do that. You see how she's relaxing her, but as she comes in, she keeps her chin tucked in and just engages her glutes and her hamstrings. Okay? Yep. Perfect. All right. Hell yeah. All right. Now, loading. The thing that you mostly see when people start loading is that they load up with plates, right? So we're going to pretend this is a 45-pound plate, but you'll see people just load it. So just show them how you do it when you load it with a plate. Okay? So you just hug it like that, a 45-pound plate. And you could do the same thing. You'll get a fuller range of motion doing that. You come all the way down and then come up. You can even go as deeper as you can, Sam. Yeah, there you go. And then come up. Yep. You can do that. Okay? That's with a plate. That's what most people do. And that's probably what you usually see at the gym. Right? But after a certain point, the weight is going to get to, like, there's no 55, 65 pound plates, and you want to keep progressively overloading. So what do you do when that happens? Well, one thing you can do is use a dumbbell. So we'll use a dumbbell. And same thing with, I guess with this one, you could just hold it comfortably. Like there's no set way to do it, but you can just hold it comfortably. Yep. And you can start doing that. You can start doing that as well. Hold it like that. Yep. Yep. And that's if you're getting into the 45, 50, 55, 60. Now the problem that you're going to run into after this point is that your biceps are going to get tired from just holding it like that for so long. So what I usually recommend people to start doing is to start doing a loadable bar or even the fixed. It doesn't matter. But the bar, the small barbells, you don't want to take out a big 45 and take up a lot of space. So we can use the loadable bars. Now, when you're using a bar, it depends on how the machine is built. Some of these hyperextension machines are almost elevated so that you can get a deeper range of motion if you were using the bar. But the sacrifice you're going to have to make is your range of motion is going to get cut a little bit. Because, for example, do it just body weight, don't grab the thing. If she just does it body weight, tuck your chin in, go all the way down, she can get really low and come all the way up again, right? But now, if she were to grab the bar, that's her starting point right there. Versus when her head was all the way at the bottom, this is her starting point. Go ahead, pick it up. There you go. And that's it. So the range of motion is a little bit shorter. Now, it's not that big of a deal because you're overloading so much more weight than you would if you were just doing a plate. So you're still going to get the added benefit and gains from just being able to do way more weight. And what did you work up to when you train these after a while?
I want to say I got up to 135. I know I was doing a lot.
Yeah, so 135, a plate on each side.
Yeah.
Okay? So when it's the bar, you can do two things to make it, to increase the levels of difficulty. One of the things that you can do is get a snatch grip. So snatch grip is going to be a much wider grip. Same thing, chin tucked in, all that stuff. Come up. Slightly bigger range of motion than if you were to grab it like normal, like a center grip. Yep. So just do it again. Do both again. Yeah, so just a little. See how she went down just a little bit? You can come up. Yep. And I'll do the center one again. Yep. Very good. Now, because it's weighted, and even if you're not doing it weighted, let's say you're just doing the basic body weight one. When she's doing it, she's still engaging her core. Now, you can do this through the breathing and bracing technique. Do the breathing and bracing. So she's breathing into her diaphragm, making sure that her core is rigid and tight. And she's using that to help keep her lower back safe and focus most of the engagement on the glutes and the hamstrings. So we'll take it one more time. We'll do it with weight. So from here, she were to grab the weight. You're going to breathe and brace, hold it, and then she's going to come up, squeeze her glutes, and then she could let go of her breath there if she wanted to. But she wants to take a breath every single time she does it. So breathe, hold it, and then she's going to breathe out as she brings it back down. Yeah, exactly. Okay? Because you want that brace when you're doing the hardest part of the movement, which is picking it up. Once you let go, you can just let go of your breathing and then bring it back down, and you should be fine. So a few things to cover. So just to demonstrate again, remember, you don't want to extend and arch your back like that, so her back is arch. You don't want to do that because you don't want to do that because that's probably where your lower back pain is coming from. You want to keep your chin tucked in, round your upper back almost like a vampire, and then you're curling and she's thrusting her hips into the pad as she's coming up. Thrust again, thrust hard. Yeah, snap, there you go. You see how she's not extending past that point? She's just thrusting into the pad, and then there you go. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, so that is how to do the hyperextension and avoid lower back pain and see phenomenal gains from overloading with weight. Yeah.